Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, back with another Final Fantasy 16 video. Honestly, the fact that I'm making this video on the topic I'm making it on, and the fact that you clicked on it just goes to show that we're A, excited, and B, desperate, because there's not a whole lot to talk about, but there were some new details in the Dominance trailer that some players actually found. So for some pretense, on the Reddit, not too long ago, I think maybe like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, somebody released every frame of the Dominance trailer. And so everyone went through every frame, everyone went through it. Some people chose to go through the trailer literally frame by frame by frame to see if there was anything we missed that we could extrapolate about the game. And there were actually two things that were located in two separate Reddit posts. Who knows if there will be more, but for now, we're just going to highlight these two things. First, posted by Frozen FP over on the Final Fantasy 16 Reddit, just a quick notice that there was actually an item that was able to be picked up in one portion of the trailer tucked off to the side. When we see Clive doing one of those aerial combos against some of the orcs, there's actually over on the right a collectible item on the ground. Now, there's nothing groundbreaking about that, but it's just neat to see that this little detail was hiding in the background while we were focusing on the aerial jugs and the potions and all the other UI elements that are kind of more in your face and under a little bit of criticism. A little tiny detail like a sparkling light behind a plant is something that's easy to miss. Now, the second image that we're going to be going over is something that more supports a detail that Yoshi P had given in many of his interviews. Now, if you've been following, you know that Torgal, the little puppy that we see in the Awakening trailer, well, Yoshi P says he's more like a wolf, and we're going to be learning a little bit more about him at some point in the future. Using a particular buddy system, without him outright saying it was Torgal, I suppose, he mentioned how we're going to be able to give our buddy commands and they're going to be able to assist us in battle. So Torgal likely going to grow up after the prologue or early chapters of the game and become some form of assistant to Clive in battle, even though we don't formally see that happening in any of the gameplay that they highlight. Yoshi P said that was deliberate. However, somebody went out of their way and found Torgal in the Dominance trailer. At least we're pretty certain that it's Torgal in the Dominance trailer. Now, this was found by How2TF over on Reddit, and let me tell you, for locating this little detail, you get a gold card. No blue card pulls on this one. So, at the scene where the living flame is being fought by Clive, and Shiva shows up and does Diamond Dust, a scene that has people have questioned quite a bit because it doesn't seem like Shiva's on our side, and Yoshi P has since come out and said this is more of like a cinematic fight and he's not going to spoil what's actually happening with Shiva here, but it's largely believed to be that Jill is present in this encounter, maybe even as an enemy threatening us because Diamond Dust is actually in red text, and there's a few other things that people think might be happening, but in all the particle mess that's on the screen, you can see Clive and what looks to be some sort of creature next to him. Now, from a distance, without zooming in, it might be easy to mistake that as a common enemy. But if we zoom in, well, I'd be damned if that isn't a grown-up Torgal in some capacity. Likely, Torgal is, as people have suspected, and as Yoshi P has hinted, going to be another battle buddy that is along with us for the ride. Now, as a reminder, there will also be guest NPCs in the party constantly throughout the game that you'll be able to have your banter with. You won't be all alone and just talking to Torgal the whole time, although honestly, the prospect of that's kind of cute, but I don't think it can talk back. And then there's of course the theory that Torgal will become Fenrir at some point, maybe even an animal dominant of some kind. I don't think it's going to go that far, but at least the manifestation of Fenrir in this game I think is a pretty fair possibility, and I'm curious to see if Torgal plays a bigger role later in the game. Anyway, let me know what you think about these two various discoveries, I suppose we'll call them. The item pickups, doubt you have anything to say about that. And Torgal, do you support the theory that he's Fenrir, maybe even potentially a dominant? Do you think he's going to have more like a gambit system? Do you think he's going to have direct combat orders that Clive can give him? And also, do you think that the UI element in the top, there's actually a paw print? Do you think that's one of those accessories, assisting accessories, that will allow Torgal to help in the first place? Or is it something that will make Torgal more powerful or smarter or something of that capacity? Plenty of things to theorize about that. Anyway, let me know in the comment section. But with that, I got to get going. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you as soon as there's anything that we're desperate enough to talk about with Final Fantasy 16 again. Anyway, until then, take care.